I'm back with more of your Let's Not Meet stories. I haven't really read from this subreddit in a while. It's honestly been kind of dry, I can't even lie, but I found a couple of Let's Not Meet stories that I'm honestly really nervous to read. If you're not familiar with Let's Not Meet, it's basically just a really awful encounter with a really awful person most of the time, like, let's not meet again. Hopping into it though, this first story says, don't give them a chance. I normally don't like dating, but I recently was encouraged to go out with a guy who I was told liked me. The only reason I even considered it was because a close family member said he was a nice guy and I should give him a chance. I wasn't attracted to him, nor did I know him all that well. We did have some conversations in the past and were friendly with each other. I would also see him around at family events, etc., but that was it. So I decided to just go for it. I reached out, we went for coffee. During the conversation, he took his phone out and responded to a text, which I thought was kind of rude, but I ignored it. The rest of the time, he would find any excuse to touch my hand or my arm, which made me uncomfortable, but again, I just ignored it. I thought he liked me, and maybe this was his way of showing it. But at the end of that date, I felt nothing for this guy. Again, I was just giving it a chance. But then I started feeling weird about the whole thing. Time passed, and I found out he was still seeing his ex. We weren't exclusive or anything, so that was fine, but I made sure to ask him about it. This guy lied and lied. He went on about how there was nothing going on with his ex and him. He said he was pursuing something with me because he saw certain character traits he admired and wanted to see if it could go somewhere. But I didn't believe him. He was even rushing things early on and wanted to call me cute nicknames, which made me want to throw up. And he wanted to hug or kiss me really early on, which I was very uncomfortable with, so it never happened. The second time we went out, he was texting again when I was talking, and then had to leave to take a phone call. He came back in saying that we had to cut the night short because he had a work thing. He also looked visibly more nervous and just seemed like he was in a hurry. So I tried to be understanding, but it felt like he was lying again. But when we left the restaurant, we sat in the car for a while before he even left to do his work thing. I don't know if he thought us being alone in a parked car at night may have led to something more, but just thinking about it makes me nauseous. Fast forward to a few weeks ago, I found out he was indeed still with his ex. But by then, I didn't care because I was checked out. I told him we could be friends, but he even messed that up, so now he's blocked. He's even going to propose to his ex at the end of the year. This whole situation made me wish I never gave him a chance in the first place because on a scale of 1 to 10, he was a 2 at best. And that's me being generous. So to the 29-year-old man-child who lied like his life depended on it, let's not meet again. 29? There was a moment there where I was like, okay, you guys are probably like in high school or something. 29. I'm speechless. Yeah, that is incredibly unfortunate. And you even said in the story, you guys weren't exclusive, so you were fine with him possibly seeing his ex. And so why did he have to lie? Like, you're lying for quite literally no reason. I hate him. I hate him. Okay, this next story, there is a trigger warning for SA. If it goes into too much detail, I won't read it. And I kind of already skimmed over this, and it seems like what they're saying I think is really important for people to hear. So this story says, to the boy that made me think I was asexual. Again, trigger warning for SA. Hi Courtney, long-time watcher, first-time poster. My name is Kaylee, and I don't mind if you use my name as I won't be including the name of the other person in this post. I know it's a very rare chance you'll ever see this, but I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart for telling the stories that you do and sharing others' experiences in life with an incredible audience. I've been watching you since the T days. 2 years ago, I was so young, I thought I was a lesbian for the longest time, then decided to date a man. Unfortunately, I learned the hard way that the thought of being a lesbian was authentically me. It wasn't until this week that I started binging your old videos. I've actually already watched your newest upload. This was posted like 11 days ago. I realized that what my partner had put me through at the time was most definitely SA. I was always so disgusted, not only with myself, but also with the fact that I allowed it to happen. I know it's not my responsibility to put the blame on myself like that, but you know, it's hard to do that when you live in this day of age. I was just watching your video from 3 months ago titled Traumatizing Ex-Boyfriend Stories. I couldn't thank you enough for my realization because ever since then, I have labeled myself as asexual. It never passed my mind that I was traumatized by a man who wanted to watch movies all the time. Okay, I'm not gonna read that part. I'm so sorry. And I am so fucking sorry. He would never stop asking, and I wouldn't stop saying no. I was genuinely so terrified of rejection that I would comply after he asked me 5 or 6 times. I just wanted to say I'm so thankful for you and your spread of knowledge, wisdom, voice, and strength. Thank you for sharing these stories. I hope you know that you changed lives. That's so fucking sweet. Where I'm no longer a part of that relationship, I am in the healthiest and happiest one I've ever been in. I just wanted to thank you for everything you do. Again, I am so incredibly sorry that you had to go through that. And obviously I know that in the moment of maybe watching that video that I had posted where I talked about if somebody refuses to take no for an answer, it's coercion, it's SA, I'm sure that that moment for you was like, oh my god. And I'm sure that was not probably the easiest way to come to that realization was like through one of my videos. But the reason I do talk about some of this stuff is because I do want people to be more aware of the things that can happen and the things that are happening. And I just want you guys to know that, like, I don't know, that I love you, and I've been through hell and back in this world, and if I can do anything with the struggles that I've faced, I just want to be able to like help people and teach people. You deserve to be respected and loved and cared for, and what your ex did to you, that was not love. And I'm sorry, like that's really fucking hard to like have to deal with and come to terms with. But I wanted to read that because I thought it was important, just in case anyone else needs to hear that. Okay, and then I actually did have one more story picked out, but it looks like they deleted the post, which is totally fine. If you guys ever like regret posting something, do not feel guilty deleting the post, taking it down, whatever. And if I ever read your story in a video and you decide you don't want it out there, please DM me on Instagram. That's like the best place to reach me at, honestly. And I will take the video down, like no questions asked. So I found a different Let's Not Meet story in here. This one says, The Cleaner. I thought I would write a story about my stalker slash harasser from my old job. Trigger warning, harassment, stalking, and mental health. Over 10 years ago, I worked at a cafe in a supermarket in my hometown. We would sell food, coffee, and sweet treats. We had cleaners that worked for the supermarket that would help to keep the cafe clean as well. One afternoon shift, there was me, the team leader, Macy, and the cook, Adam. I was out in the sitting area doing some cleaning, wiping tables and clearing rubbish when one of the store cleaners came up to do the floor and glass cleaning. I went behind the counter and done some more tidying behind the counter while he worked. After 10 minutes, he finished his work and asked to use a pen. I handed him my pen by holding the lid. He then stroked my hand while keeping eye contact. I was shaken. He gives me the creeps. As he gave my pen back, he held it with no room for someone to take it back without hand contact again. I took it without comment or looking at him, and when he left, I told Macy and Adam exactly what happened. When I came back for my next shift, 3 days later, our cafe manager, Rob, was in, and he asked to talk to me about what happened. Apparently Macy had told him about that shift and Rob needed my part of the story. Apparently the cleaner had come back every day asking about the lovely blonde lady and where I was. At this point, everyone was put on alert and Rob asked if I wanted to take it further. Of course I did. We then went to the manager of the supermarket about the situation. She explained that they would talk to the cleaner and tell him that the other cleaners would deal with the cafe from now on and he could not get up there. For 2 weeks, I didn't see him or hear about him until 3 weeks after the incident when I was told he was fired. Apparently for those 3 weeks, he would make excuses to go to the cafe. He had either forgot something in the closed cafe or just try to go in. Try to clean the cafe when he knew he wasn't allowed in there. The last straw, he was seen at 4 a.m. standing in the empty car park, directing traffic. We found out after he was fired that he had a mental illness, oh my god, and stopped taking his medication after he met me. He wanted to be himself for me. I hate to think that I was the reason someone's health broke, but to the cleaner who harassed and stalked me while at work, let's never meet again. That's like crazy. That genuinely is really sad for them. Obviously, you did not deserve that. I guess I hope they get back on their medication and that they get back to like, I don't know, being healthy, and that's insane. Okay, this is gonna be a shorter video. I do apologize. I can't find another Let's Not Meet to read. The one that I had originally saved was pretty long, but they deleted it, so I don't really know what to do. So I do apologize. This is gonna be like the shortest video I've had in a long time. But honestly, I have pre-recorded so many videos at this point that I'm like, okay, I'm allowed to have one shorter video. It's okay. So that is all I have for now. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys have any stories that you want to share with me in the community, again, I will have my subreddit link down below. I love you guys a lot. I know I already like said all of this, but I just want you to know that like I love you and I want you guys to be safe and healthy and happy and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm not gonna like go on a whole rant again because I kind of already did that. I just love you a lot. But I'm gonna go. Again, I love you guys and I will see you in the next one. Bye.